like a 5-second frag because
No,
they
exactly.
both went in and were ready for the fight. Like, you know, their mind is in the game, even during the loading screens. Like, that's just the way you have to be.
Well, yeah, remember when we did actually see the Quake God match between Rapha and Raisy, when the 7 seconds had passed, Rapha came back and he eventually won the series. On that last map that Rapha won, it was just completely destroyed him as far as I remember. You know, Raisy lost his head completely. If he's able to hold it together now, and even after already going down 2-0 in the second map, this is a good sign for him that he's built himself as a player.
That's what impresses me. It's it just proves that if you are one of the newer guys in Quake, get involved in as much tournaments as possible and get seasoned early. I mean, the proof's in the pudding. We're seeing it happen. 1-1 versus one of the greatest Quake players that ever live. I mean, that's a great result already before we even start Ruins of Sana.
Exactly. Oh, we have got a triple light champion composition here from Rapha. I think he was deciding, do I want the Doomslayer or do I want to cook things a little bit differently? This is interesting. We don't see this very often. But, you know, given how Lightning Gun is looking and to, you know, just to be blunt about it, this is something that could work well against it. However, I feel that Raisy's strengths so far in the maps hasn't been to do with the Lightning Gun necessarily. No. His rail's been great. His rockets have been brilliant. Maybe Rapha is looking at the moment, focusing on the wrong thing.
I mean, that's definitely a possibility. Yeah. And the danger is, if he's going for these lighter champions because he believes the LG, almost like eliminating the threat of LG, if it's not been the problem, he's now picked 3 light champions into a good rail and a good rocket, which might be a little bit disastrous, but only time will tell. We're moments away from finding out. Will it be correct? I mean, this is going to be a crazy result no matter what happens.
No, absolutely. Would you dare to predict now?
Oh, to be honest, I think I would want to say experience will come through and Rapha is likely to take this 2-1. But after Raisy came back essentially 3 rounds straight with some ridiculously clutch play, I can't call this one at all.
Exactly. Well, guys, we're moving into the 3rd map between Rapha and Raisy. It's been an immense series so far, and we are going to see how it will conclude now. We are on board with Raisy, with the Anarchy, and he's managed to get the Heavy first, looking to finish off his triad of weaponry with the rocket launcher.
That's always such a wonderful start on this map. If you're Anarchy and you spawn near Heavy and LG, it's one of the best starts you can have.
Oh, here comes the aggression, looking for the follow-up rockets. Forces the injection out, but it's not going to matter. Raisy is on top of it.
The important thing as well is that he didn't use his injection in the fight. And even off the spawn, he's confident Rapha, he's just got the starter weapons. What's he going to do to stop me from just getting my health back to max? He's still got the injection.
No, it's brilliant. Now he's got to go up against the next. Sure, the items have been traded, but we've got a very important weapon still on Raisy. Let's see what he's going to be able to do to defend himself, because that was a huge start from him.
One of the best starts you can hope for. I mean, after such a ridiculous comeback sequence he made on Blood Run, if you can get a really early first round, that is the absolute maximum amount of momentum, but there's the injection used just to not be as vulnerable as possible. Rapha's still very weak too.
Whoa. He was very worried there was going to be an extra bit of damage. The armor's up. Is he going to chase up on this because there's no Ghost Walk left? He finds the rail. What a shot, sir.
The problem is, I mean, yes, Rapha got the heavy armor, but that's not going to save you from a rail when you're that weak. I mean, I understand Rapha had no choice but to go for it, but before he could even get that small little health bubble, the rail came through. Perfectly timed by
That was amazing. And he knew exactly. He built up to that opportunity. Rapha, though, we're now with him as Slash that remains. And he's going to see what he can do to try and get close, try and do some damage. He's yet to get the rocket launcher himself, though, which will be important.
Absolutely, I mean, especially in that location where it was likely Raisy was just going to try and just go for that area denial.
Wow, I can't believe he hit that shot there, looking for another rocket. 47 health left. Raisy, he's just doing circles at the moment, and Rapha can't land the last bit of damage. Raisy, he's on the brink of death. Bit of Lightning Gun trying to break down to the lower corners of the map.
I cannot believe he even survived that long. I mean, like, he was on the brink of death pretty much that entire time, but his movement was just so hard to keep up with, I suppose.
That
However,
was hilarious.
Goes down eventually. And now Rapha with that Mega, fresh off Nyx's spawn. She's got heavy, yes, but she still needs to get a little bit of those weapons. She's looking kind of weak right now.
Oh, that's it. And we might get a complete reversal at the moment. Rapha doing the goods. Oh, and he heard the ticking damage through the plasma trail and had to turn around quickly. He was available for a second, so immediately searching for that 25 health bubble pickup.
I mean, sometimes the plasma trail is the gift that keeps on giving. As you know, if it does damage, it denies an area, but just hear the ticking damage and detonate on reaction, you might even get a frag.
Yeah, if you are in the explosion when it goes off, it doesn't matter who you are, it's going to hurt.
Ouch. But here we go. And there's still plenty of time left on the clock too. Like, Rapha needs to get 1 frag and he's got basically 2 minutes to do it. He can definitely accomplish this.
I think Raisy might even be looking at the clock already and thinking, all right, how can I buy my time? But intelligently, not just giving up items for free. That was a brilliant rocket from him, actually.
Yeah, the other two did minimal damage, but that third one was on the money. It's forcing Rapha to retreat. Once again, it will waste a little bit of time, give Raisy that distance he needs to put between, and it allowed him to get the heavy too.
Oh, does he know where the next went? So I thought for a second that Rapha was going to lose out on both items. Raisy not trying to hoover up all the items too much. There's still no Ghost Walk at all, and he gets caught out. That is bad news for Raisy after such a confident start.
They have respawned quite far away from one another, so it's not likely that Rapha's going to be able to sort of immediately get in there.
Raisy's over there already. He's hiding a little bit, manages to get the armor, but is he able to get away? Double jumps out of there, and Rapha's like, all right, you can have it. You can have this one. Does he smell something? He does. 26 damage. Not going to matter too much.
I did wonder if Raisy was likely to use his Berserk mode off getting that just to get the instant, like, you know, speed to get out of there, but yeah, he kept hold of it. And Raisy's been very conservative on his ability usage. Like, he really waits until the magical moment to use it.
And the problem for Raisy as well has been he had no weapons during that period at all. I think he might have collected the rail and the rocket. I'm not sure if he's got the lightning gun just yet. Oh, Rapha missing an important shot just then. That makes him very weak, and we've got the Mega spawning.
Doesn't get a huge amount of rocket damage, and there is Raisy lying in wait.
Was that a zoom-in rail just then? So I think that Rapha had 90 points of health just then.
Yeah, I believe he had over 80 right there, but I mean, that was just must have been just Raisy being that ready for him to be there, charging it before he goes around the corner, and that one shot could have missed, but
brilliant start this was as well. I mean, Rapha wasn't expecting that aggression. He just chased it. It's like, I've got the edge from you from behind with the starting rockets, and he just wanted to follow through with that. I am wondering a little bit what exactly Rapha was doing going up the bounce pad. There was health beside him, which would have avoided getting hit by the zoom rail.
Yeah, I did think the health was going to be the likely option right there, but wow. Not to go for it. Raisy with another early frag. So he has got the lead again, 2 rounds in a row. Rapha so nearly had to come back in the first round, but it was quite, you know, briskly dealt with by Raisy. Will it happen again?
He's dropping down. Oh wow. My God, the plasma trail explodes and does heaps of damage just then.
Rocket launcher and detonation, I mean, you say it yourself, right? If you're standing in that plasma trail and it goes off, you're pretty much dead. I mean, how about a rocket on top of that?
I think it was brilliant how he did it. You don't see that very often. Wow, did that 92 damage with that rocket? And he's like, I need to find you.
How about that as well? What is Rapha's placement on these rockets this whole round has been ridiculous.
That was a surprise frag from him. He didn't even know it was going to happen.
Here he comes.
Uh-oh, one more punch. One more punch. Can he find him? One rocket is going to slow him down a little bit. And Raisy can't find the last bit of damage.
I mean, it would have been so risky to go in for that final punch, but I mean, that would have been highest risk of the highest reward. But he opts not to go for it right now, but it has allowed Rapha to get control of both of these items.
And he's finally found the rail for himself. There's not much time has passed in this round, so if Raisy could just slow things down a bit, you know, even if it takes him a minute to get from one side to, you know, whatever he considers his next objective, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, sometimes you have to ask yourself, right, what's the rush? There's so much of the round left.
Sometimes you see players just playing through it, and you know, you've got so many minutes to go. Why do you look so impatient? Brilliant rail there from Rapha. He's going to try and find another, and he secures the frag. We are tied in rounds.
This is likely to be that last round, last champion that you talked about previously. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. This is going as, to be honest, some people would say closer than we expected, but they've both been playing so well. This round, though, was 100% Rapha. I mean, no question.
It was very, very good from him. After looking at Corrupted Keep and Rapha winning that, what ultimately ended up being fairly convincing.
Yeah, 3-1, right?
Was not expecting us to get to this point in the series. Looking for the rocket, does miss against Raisy. One rail. Oh, looking for the follow there from Raisy. That would have been an extraordinary shot to land to start this round off.
Would have been a repeat of what we've seen already. These have been some insane rounds to begin with.
It's going to find him. Rail to follow up. No, we're not going to get it just yet. Rapha looking to escape.
Even after that injection, he was pretty damn weak. But Mega swiftly undoing that for now.
Oh, pressure from Raisy, but he's missing an important shot on this occasion. He needs to find some health for himself. And with no rail or LG from Rapha, he wasn't able to go for that long distance shot.
Because that's the thing about sort of like hitting some of these shots. It's so easy to underestimate how difficult hitting a rail against a really good Anarchy can be. Like, if they're good at dodging, it's...
Yeah. Oh, there's rockets. This is a chance for Raisy to get into this.
Rapha caught in a bad spot. Swiftly dealt with the slash. This was the champion that's been putting in all the work. even after all these champions go down, you've always got to fear this slash pick from Rapha, but he's caught off the jump pad. But he's still able to outdo with a starting shotgun.
Really nice retaliation there from Rapha. And there was not quite enough LG damage, and I think he was a bit close in the angle that he chose. He should have backed off and didn't anticipate the amount of health he was going to lose so quickly.
Definitely. I mean, like, you know, as a starting shotgun, it can sometimes be underestimated, especially at the right range.
Rapha opting to hang about here for heavy. And an exchange on the items. We did just get Ghost Walk used actually from Raisy. As you can see, the cooldown is up. Rapha won't know about this, but it's going to be something Raisy's going to be very conscious about. And now Rapha does, though. He knows that he's just taken the hourglasses, and it's going to be a frag. That was horrible for Raisy, and he is going to be wondering later, what the hell was he thinking?
But it's just that next level awareness, right? You know, it's just looking at where someone is on the map, he tries to go,
oh my
and he does manage to rip and tear until it is done. Punch right in the face. How about that?
Wow.
One champion each.
And you know what? Rapha's slash has been so effective as well. It's going to be a huge relief for him to know that he's eliminated that from the game.
But I want to really bring attention to that. That one frag we saw from Rapha where he was able to just immediately calculate, why was Raisy there? He would only be there to get the hourglasses. He mustn't have Ghost Walk.
Exactly.
Like, so many players would not have known that.
You could almost see from his mouse movement that they're going off in his mind like, oh, I've got to attack right now.
Just that split second. Okay, I'm going to go in now. But here we go. Nyx versus Doomslayer. We've seen this so consistently today.
He's got a chance to take two big items there. They might have a rendezvous down at the bottom.
Now that's difficult for Rapha. Now he's going to have to be so defensive and not allow Raisy to get in at least one time.
I don't think he had the Ghost Walk available just then as well. Oh, it's been used. Did he spot it getting used? LG?
But even then, Raisy still has a nice amount. Still only just been taken off his max health, going in for Berserk. Maybe trying to head them off and fight for the Mega instead.
Is he going to go for this?
He's going in!
What?
Oh, no!
The Mega's not up for a couple of seconds. He's going to lose out. Wow, that was overzealous, mistiming just then, and he wasn't able to get the shot. And I think Rapha there, he's probably a little bit surprised that he got away with all of that.
He must have expected the Mega to spawn slightly earlier, you know, and just maybe if I end the Berserk, I'm going to end it on Mega. I mean, a second after he got fragged, it appeared like he was only a second off, but a mistake nonetheless.
Exactly, and that costs you games, it costs you championships. Can't have any more mistakes from Raisy. I know we're in just the group stages at the moment.
And this is a match point for Rapha. It's been a hard-fought battle on both sides. Raisy fighting for his life and no doubt doing Maestro proud, but right now he's going to have to lay this pressure on thick. Cannot allow Rapha to escape, especially he's got no armor. Only just picked up a small one.
He's got to find this. The rail misses. He's got to try and close the gap at the moment. He finds him.
Oh,
one rail landed. LG out. This is how you finish off the frag. He's going with a machine gun even. Finally clears up that frag. Maybe expected there was a bit more health than Rapha in fact had.
Potentially, yeah, but either way, the Rocket will swiftly deal with that. Fresh off the spawn, Rapha does get an LG, and in many ways, that might be all he needs for this one. Going in with the Plasma Trail, but he's kept at bay. The Plasma Trail is going to do very little indeed. Raisy looking way stronger in this round, down to the Nyx. But I mean, lots of work for Rapha to do in this one.
Yeah, completely. But we're only a minute into this. Raisy, could he bring us to a tiebreaker? Is the duel actually going to start, you know, when we get to the final round of the final map?
That's where they're going to come online.
That's
100%, no doubt.
That's where it begins. It doesn't matter what the rest that happened. Rapha Ghost walked straight away, looking to get some kind of damage, but the movement from Raisy is absolutely crazy.
The issue is that misthrow, hang on a minute. Oh, he catches him in the air with the rail. Rapha back in the fight temporarily, but he is still on the brink of death.
Yeah, I mean, he had 20 or so health. A rail would have killed him. It was a bit of rocket splash. I wonder what the ammunition situation was for Raisy just then that didn't allow him to secure that last kill.
Either way, Rapha, I mean, Nyx is such a prominent champion for making these comebacks. The Ghost Walk is such an amazing tool for getting the job done. I mean, we can't count him out. We're talking about how this could go down to a final round. It might not. Rapha might get this final round here and now.
Actually, again, looking the cooldown for Ghost Walk is up. Rapha is going to be using it. Finds him. Only a sprinkle of damage.
He has taken a huge amount of damage, and Raisy threading the needle in between that jump pad.
Wow.
We indeed go down to a final round.
Do you like that little wall jump rail as well?
That was disgusting. Nice, and we got it clean. Nice, clean execution.
All right, guys, this is it.
This is the moment.
The final round. We have had, let me do some maths quickly, 13 rounds so far between these guys.
And this is the first series of the day, by the way.
Unbelievable.
This is series number 1.
History was set before. And let's see if Raisy can change it, because I wouldn't expect him to come back in so strong-minded.
I mean, history gets made at QuakeCon, but history also gets made at Dreamhack, and that's where we are right now. Denver, I mean, this could be a ridiculous result. Here comes on the fight, both taking huge damage.
Oh my god, available here from Rapha. He's going to get that small armor. It's going to give him some peace of mind for a moment. Raisy going to break away, trying to look for some items himself. I think he got himself a small armor. And let's see if we're going to get an exchange on the mages.
I don't think Rapha actually wanted to take that shot. I don't think he actually wanted to give Raisy the data of where he was at the time.
Oh, that's going to be heavy for Raisy. Mega for Rapha. And he's waiting, almost waiting for that small armor to spawn. Oh wow, what a rail. They're getting rid of that overstack on the health.
Putting him back to that basic amount now. Raisy has the slight advantage. Misses one of those rails, but I mean, you're not going to hit them all against Anarchy. The fact they're hitting so many is impressive.
It's pressure, pressure, pressure from both players.
No!
What a shot. And the rail follow-up from Raisy. So important from him, getting the early advantage here on the finalist of final rounds.
Rapha on the back foot, caused into a slash, but his slash has done so much work today. Also, you know, not only just...
Be the pot.
Not only
Be
just
the
this
pot,
map,
Raisy.
but maybe try and get the Lord challenge.
Oh, that would have been an amazing shot. He got rid of the rocket as well, so there's not many weapons actually for him to work with. Got to watch out though for that plasma trail explosion.
He was forced to put himself in a very weird position.
I think that's a highly intelligent play though. Stealing that rocket just in time. Going to use the injection, get away, and try and perpetuate his control somewhat.
I mean, if he's consistently able to keep Rapha away from a rocket launch, that means Anarchy has this one weapon that he normally doesn't like. I know he's just about to pick it up now, but just him not having it for that huge amount of time, just let Raisy almost like breathe a sigh of relief.
Uh-oh, wrong weapon at the moment. But it might work out for him anyway. Rapha missed out a lot of shots, looking for the LG to get the kill. He can't find it. The LG does not land, and there's 13 points of health.
I mean, you said it right. That split second of having the wrong weapon out, that might have been 13 HP's worth of damage he could have done in that time.
And maybe even a rocket would have helped him clear up that frag as well. We are tied up on champions. If we go down to one champion each, I'm gonna lose my mind.
I mean, I know you mentioned, right, if it's down to one champion, last round, last situation, Rapha is likely to be the one that has the composure and the experience to pull through, but Raisy's been full of surprises from start to finish.
I mean, I was almost like joking about it hypothetically getting to that point, but we're
here we
already there.
But I mean, 2.5, this could even come down to a timeout. Half of the round is done, over it, and we've only got one champion each down. This is unlike what we've seen previously. Normally they've been trading back and forth way more consistently, but not right now. Here comes another fight towards Mega. Rapha able to quite easily take that. Now the rail didn't connect.
Raisy's got to be so careful. He's actually got no Ghost Walk available at the moment, and the rocket lands. That is going to be one final champion for Raisy, and 2 minutes of which to do things with him.
He's going to spawn near the LG, but unfortunately, I mean, Rapha slash not the largest of champions, so she has got that smaller hitbox and the speed as well. Here we go.
Now it's on Rapha to hold on to things at the moment. There can't be any final 7 seconds for Raisy anymore.
1.5 minutes left on this round. He's got a nice amount of health and armor, so if he does manage to get one of those close-range fights, he's going to be in a little bit of a better situation in terms of that health and stack in general. But I mean, will Rapha even let him have this situation? Is this now where Rapha starts playing the timer?
Oh. Just avoids that rail, manages to keep the overstack going, so Raisy's still in good shape, but wasn't anticipating Rapha to be behind him. And we can always count down the seconds at this stage. Goes in with the LG a bit. Has he got anything to follow up with the rocket as well? He's on 71 health. Does he want to go clutch? He can do it!
He himself was railable, but he still made the read. He was still confident, and now he's been able to tie things up. We have 1 minute left, but to be honest, the timer at this moment now doesn't matter. One champion each. Raisy and Rapha at Dreamhack Denver. Let's go.
Insane. The armor's up, but he's going to break away from it. He doesn't feel that he can make anything work there, and there's some long-range shotgun play. Raisy, he's going to be gutted that he didn't get that, because he would have been in such good shape if he could hold on to it. He might even give up the Mega as well. He has.
I mean, that's almost showing no doubt. Here comes Rapha. He's heavily stacked up. So weak. And there we go at the last possible second.
Unbelievable. Getting caught out over there on the small armor. He fought for his life. He was like, if I hit this Hail Mary rocket, then maybe dreams can come true. But he was not able to do it. Unbelievable to the final round.
You said it yourself, right?
And the final champ.
You said it yourself. He gave up the Mega at the last minute, but I think knowing that he gave up the Mega, Rapha, with that in hand, went straight in. I mean, that was like the final play was, I've got the amount of health I've got. It went well, and I'm going to finish the job.
I wonder if he doubted himself on the timing of the armor as well, because he left it and went over to the health bubble instead and gave up that position. And that's how he lost both items. So maybe just that small split-second misjudgment.
But the thing is, your prediction was, if it's last champion, last round, I think Rapha's experience may come through. And if it truly did come down to Raisy slightly miscalculating, I mean, you were right, 100%.
Yeah. Well, guys, we can welcome Jahar back in the building over here. We had a pretty emotional game just then, Jahar. Can you help us kind of like recover a little bit over here?
I'm still catching my breath on that one. That was intense. I was really thinking that Sarnath would be Raisy's thing, and it very nearly was. It was, like you said, catch up. I mean, it came down to just a couple of seconds of timing, and that was actually his problem on Blood Run as well. I mean, there were so many times where he was at armor early. He was thinking, all right, I'm going to ghost walk into this armor. Didn't get out of there, and that cost him eventually on Sarnath.
Yeah, completely. I feel gutted for him. He's not able to overcome the demons just yet. But you know what? He made it really, really close on this occasion. And I think this is developing into like a classic match in Quake Champions.
I think what we've shown from that series, even no matter how it went down, Raisy is still a threat. Raisy is still a dangerous player and then some. And, you know, he's still well up there. He can be proud of his result here. Even if, you know, it didn't quite go to plan, he still played ridiculously well.
And like before, when they were in a playoff game, and that caused Raisy to go out of the tournament, he's not out of the tournament right now.
Exactly.
So he can still come in. They could theoretically actually meet up again. So it's great to know that Raisy, you know, still got a lifeline going in at the moment. And as you put so rightly, I doubted that he would be such a threat right now, but he looked great, and I'm really, really happy to see that.
Yeah, I feel a bit rough for Raisy. I feel even rougher for those who had to pick away the top 3 shots of that series, because how do you get 3 out of that? But the decisions have been made. Let's take a quick look at those. Oh man, I mean, again, there's like a few that stand out in my mind. I want to see that rail on Blood Run for sure. Is that going to be the first one up? Not quite. It's going to be Corrupted Keep, which went by so fast. It was such an insanely brutal one.
This one, it just took so long. He must have like double jumped too much. Maybe I can fly back on, but maybe not.
Exactly, ring out just then. That was beautiful from Raisy. I didn't even realize at that point. And this is just a great read from Rapha, actually. I mean, he knew exactly what was going on just then. He didn't even pull his crosshair away.
Again, that slight miscalculation of timing, and then back over here on Sarnath. Yeah, catching your opponent on those hourglasses, it's really tough to make that happen and get away with it.
Especially if you're a Nyx.
Yeah,
like, that was
a
just
little bit.
Death incoming.
And I feel like also it wasn't even just the accuracy there, it was just the mind behind it. It was the fact that he was able to go, he's at this point of the map, it must be for this reason. Because itself, he didn't see the Ghost Walk get used. It was really far away. So the only reason Raisy would have been there was for one reason alone, and that was it. Just great calculation.
Definitely.
Some of my favorite matches are those where both players are doing such a fantastic job of reading each other that they actually both kind of miscalculate, and they just like run into each other at a hallway where they're just like, why are you here? You're supposed to be over there doing this at this particular moment in time. And we saw that several times in the series. But again, like both of them had like fantastic reflexes. I mean, the thing that really made Raisy stand out, and even more than Rapha, I think, is that anytime he thought, okay, maybe I could push in, it's going to be risky, but maybe I could get this rail by double jumping here or wall jumping here or taking this jump pad, Raisy's going to go for it every time. And you would think that would make him predictable and a little bit easier to take down. Not when he's hitting the way that he is. It was insane.
I want to give some love to Rapha, obviously, just winning in that series. I mean, I think he's one of the major threats in this tournament for all players to be looking at him. Brilliant series that he got against Raisy just then. I like that he picked 3 light champions playing into the meta of the game right now. I wonder how easy all his remaining matches are going to be, or if this maybe would be one of the closest ones he has.
Other players definitely need to take note. You saw moments there where Raisy was like a little hesitant to bring out LG a little bit, like, can I trust it? Is this the right thing in this situation right now? And actually, he was able to pull out a lot of those situations pretty handily, but I'm sure other players have got to be like looking over his shoulder and going, we'll see how our matches go. And their matches are indeed coming up. That was, like you said, the very first of many here on the group stages. And next up, we're going to be finding out what's coming up, but we're going to take a short break and come right back in with even more duels right here at Dreamhack Denver 2017.